Another Chinese ship has docked in Sri Lanka. Beijing calls it a research vessel, but their research often means spying. So reports say India is concerned. This particular ship is called the Xi'an 6. It arrived in Colombo on the 25th of October. It is slated to remain there until tomorrow. And what is it doing there? Sri Lanka's foreign ministry says the visit is for replenishment, to refuel and stock up. It also said permission was not granted for research. And this is quite important. China wanted to carry out joint research with Lankan institutions. That was the whole point of the voyage. But Colombo denied permission. Could India have played a role in that? Well, it's certainly possible. India's Foreign Minister S. Jaishankar visited Sri Lanka this month. He also met President Ranil Wickremesinghe. Reports say he raised the issue of this Chinese vessel. Apparently, he asked Colombo to deny permission. And looks like it worked. But Sri Lanka is not out of the woods yet. Last year, a similar research vessel docked in Sri Lanka. It was called the Yuan Wong 5. Same thing happened then. The voyage was initially slated for August 11th last year. When India protested, it was delayed. But eventually, the ship did arrive. It stayed in Sri Lanka for 6 days. So China's strategy is clear. They are sending these vessels to challenge India's position in Sri Lanka, to undermine India's influence. And protest or not, they will keep coming. The question is, how will Sri Lanka respond? This time, they've tried to make both sides happy. China by letting them dock, and India by denying research permission. But in the long term, it is not viable. And Colombo knows this. Their foreign minister recently talked about the big power rivalries between India, China, and the US. He said Sri Lanka does not want to get involved. But I'm afraid that's not an option. Sri Lanka is located on one of the busiest shipping lanes. It's a key port in the Indian Ocean. So whether Colombo likes it or not, it is a part of this game. It's only a question of how to play it. Earlier this year, President Wickremesinghe visited India. He made a promise to Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He said that Sri Lanka will not be used as a base to threaten India. Yet, Chinese ships dock at their ports, ships with known spying capabilities. Why do you think that's the case? Because Sri Lanka needs China's help. Beijing owns around 10% of Sri Lanka's total loans, plus 52% of their external loans. Colombo needs China to restructure this debt. If not, the International Monetary Fund, the IMF, will not give the bailout money. Until this month, China was playing hardball. They refused to restructure the debt. But on the eve of the BRI summit, China's Belt and Road Summit, they relented. China and Sri Lanka struck a deal. In return, Wickremesinghe praised the BRI program. It's the reason why Sri Lanka landed in this mess in the first place. But Wickremesinghe called it the solution to all problems. Listen in.
Many other countries have debt problems too. In the face of new difficulties and major global challenges, we hope to find solutions by participating in international cooperation under the Belt and Road Initiative.
How should India see all of this? It stood by Sri Lanka during the financial crisis. It gave assistance worth $4 billion, but clearly it's not enough. China still has considerable influence over Sri Lanka. After all, we call it a debt trap for a reason, because it's not easy to get out of. People assume that Colombo will automatically move away from China, especially after the debt crisis, but that's not happened. In fact, more Chinese companies have struck deals in Sri Lanka. So if India wants absolute influence in Colombo, it must work for it. More money, more projects, and more engagements. If not, Sri Lanka will look for options.